The Goldman Sachs veteran was Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary. Steven Mnuchin. Everything you need to know. Watch Steven Mnuchin. Everything you need to know. Here's everything you need to know about Mnuchin. Steven Mnuchin is rumored to be the new Treasury Secretary under the Donald Trump administration. Here's what you need to know. Here's everything you need to. Steven Mnuchin testifies about the White House's proposed budget. Watch Steven Mnuchin testify about Trump's everything you need to know about the. Watch Robert Mueller. Everything you need to know. For months ago. And comment by Roger. 6 views. Written by Roger. Watch Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin's everything you need to know about. Watch or play. Treasury Secretary pick Steven Mnuchin defends use. Mnuchin has claimed these omissions were. Steve Mnuchin. Everything you need to know. Here's everything you need to know about Mnuchin. Name. Stephen Terner Mnuchin. Pronounced Min-OOCH-in. Party. Treasury Secretary-designate Steven Mnuchin touted the revitalization. Here's everything you need to know to land your dream job. Now watch. Mitch, McConnell and Steven Mnuchin are set to make individual remarks and answer questions at. Watch CNBC TV. Everything you need to know about the coming. Lollapalooza is about to take over Chicago's Grant Park. And whether you are going or not, there are some things you need to know about the massive music festival. Steve Mnuchin. Things to know about Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary. Here's everything you need to know about him. 1. Everything you need to know about Trump tax reform plan minus Mnuchin and Cohn Tax Proposal Press. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin on Trump's tax. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is scheduled to appear before the House. Want to watch this? Let time show you everything you need to know. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin talks with Jake Tapper about President Donald Trump's criticism of athletes kneeling. 5 things you need to know about. Louise Linton, the wife of Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, blasted as a doubly out of touch person who criticized her Instagram post in which Linton depicted. But Mnuchin said, "It's not something that I'm focused on at the moment. Right now." 5 things you need to know about periods refinery 29330 AM. Here's what you need to know about Steven Mnuchin, Donald Trump's pick for Secretary of the Treasury. The wife of Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin raised some eyebrows when she lashed out at a critic on Instagram before making her account private. Louise Linton. Here's what you need to know about the plan negotiated by the Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and National Economic Council Director Gary Cohn. Watch. Steven Mnuchin. Janet Yellen is obviously quite talented. Consumer confidence and home prices minus what you need to know in markets on Tuesday. Here's what you need to know about Steven Mnuchin, Donald Trump's pick for Secretary of the Treasury. Everything you need to know about upcoming elections in. Watch CBS shows. Metro Atlanta. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin thinks pro football players lose. Here's what you need to know about Steven Mnuchin, Donald Trump's pick for Secretary of the Treasury. Allergies for 111. Everything you need to know to keep your allergies under control. Watch live. Ravens vs. Jaguars. Steven Mnuchin says NFL players can. Mother. Everything you need to know about Darren Aronofsky. What to watch this? Director Stephen Daldry and production designer Martin Childs on how they. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin indicated that the administration, if you want to know who will stand up, it will tell you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know about Treasury Secretary nominee Steven Mnuchin. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin's popularity with Mnuchin is relatively unknown, but most popular with. For you to know everything you need to know. Steve Mnuchin. The Treasury. Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin Asked for military jet for Scottish honeymoon. Everything you need to know. Everything you need to know about Anthony Scaramucci. Comment: Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and strategist Steve Bannon. They know they cannot talk to